day. This is Cast Iron ASMR. I'm going to be looking at, I'm just going to be going through some Archie digests today. I have a lot of Archie digests, and I'm just here on my bed here, and right next to us there's a bookcase full of Archies. I just took one shelf off, so let's take a look here. We've got Archie Digest magazine. This one here has got some initials on it. CRH. Issue 139. We've got Archie skiing. He's fallen down. And Reggie's laughing at him. Betty, not much expression on her face. And even Veronica, is she upset? I don't know. He says, haha, you mean the idea is not to take these flags with you? She's like, I can't believe I'm dating this boy. Alright, well, that's the first one that I got there. Nice blue sky in the background. There's another blue skied background on Archie's double digest. Magazine. Looks like somebody drew some muscles on him. Have I looked at these ones recently? These look like the ones that had some signatures on them. I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ads. When they were Archie. Look at how freaky. Who is that? Leonardo. I think he's the blue masked turtle. Yeah, I'd like to get some of those. Did they make digests of those? This isn't the digest. This is 1993. Okay. Here. Yeah. You know, I think I showed you these ones already. Maybe. Some of them. Some of them had some names on them. What's this? Let's just put these over here like so. Here's a, you know what? Let's just get this pile then. Look how thick this is. Betty and Veronica Jumbo comics. With Sabrina. This is a World of Betty and Veronica Jumbo Digest, issue 13. This is nice. I know this is a new story in the beginning. Dan Parent. Oh, look at this second story. This is a bit of a rarity. This is a Sabrina comic by artist Harry Lucy. Sabrina's at Riverdale High. It's kind of neat to see her with Veronica and Betty. Where's Betty? Betty's not there. Oh yeah, there she is. There's this thing. Big Ethel Energy. There used to be ads for this. I don't know what this was. Webtoon. It's probably on the computer. Okay. Look at this one. We got Archie and Friends. Double digest. And this issue is the new Archies. They made a comic book adaptation of the cartoon The New Archies. This is cool. This one here. This looks like they took an old cover and just reused it, recolored it. That's when they like to do gradients in the coloring. Like, oh, look how far printing processes have come. So that's what they did. This one's issue 24. Have you ever seen these ones? This one's Betty and Veronica double digest. Yeah, that's right. There's Veronica. This is Betty. This is what they called their new dynamic style. These would continue. They had a few of these stories. Oh, feel how. Feel. Yeah, it's very thin. The cover. Oh, look in the back. I can see some of the other covers from the dynamic style. Bad Boy Trouble. What year was this? This was year 2007. For a time, they would reprint some stories and then they'd add a color. See the pink. Oh, and then the gradient. Yeah, they're really showing off. It's like 2007 Archie comics. It must have been cheaper to do this type of printing. They're like, hey, look at what we can do. From dark pink to light pink. Behind the panels. Wow. There's a Mr. Lodge in this shower. Oh no, who's flushing the toilet? Ah! More than any other comic I know, the Archies are often seen in the shower, in the bathtub, brushing their teeth. Those things that, you and I do every day, but rarely gets depicted in a comic. I kind of like that. I also liked when Veronica's hair was, what do you call that, a bob? It's nice. And there's the dynamic new look. Let's see what else we got here. Here's a Jughead with Archie. My very first Archie Digest comic was a Jughead with Archie. I thought that was kind of a strange name for a title. With Archie. I don't know. It's like, well, is Archie in there? And it says with Archie, so. The summers, I'd be on vacation and I had a bit of my own money when I was a kid there. And at the little store at the campground, they had candies and pop. And they had Archie Digests. So I bought a few to buy them. They also had an arcade, so that sucked up my quarters too. But I liked getting the Archies. Each week a new one would come out. But they weren't all Archie. You'd have Archie, Jughead with Archie, Betty and Veronica. So I had some Betty and Veronica. I bought one. I came back, down to the beach. And my stepdad said, oh, wait, what do you got that? You got a Betty and Veronica comic. That you were getting an Archie comic. And I said, well, it's an Archie comic. And then I was flipping through it, and it's like, oh yeah, there's Archie's in there. Because maybe in his day, they probably didn't have Betty and Veronica yet. did. They probably did. Amy. See, some of these got some names in them. This is Tim Kennedy. If you ever want to spot Tim Kennedy's art in his earlier career, his shading technique is to do a grid, and he's the only artist. He's always putting like reflections of light in the pupil, the eyes. Everybody. And always with the grids. But later, between him, Tim Kennedy, what's the other guy's name? His brother. Then they just went under the name the Kennedy brothers, so I don't know if one of them inked, one of them penciled, but then there are just, it's amazing. I wonder if I have any of those here. Let's see. Maybe in this one. I think this was from maybe last summer. Sometimes I might be reading them this summer. Plane. Maybe if I don't finish it, then I have a bookmark, like your boarding pass, like a scratch ticket or something. Did you see the Archie's movie, this one? I waited all year for this, even more than a year, because they had the ads on the back of the digest like this. It says, look, only on Netflix, releasing worldwide 2023. They probably started advertising before 2023. So I thought, where is it? I had Netflix. And then it showed up right at the end of 2023. It's kind of like, it's a little bit like a Christmas movie. You can watch it at Christmas. It kind of takes place over the whole year. And it takes place in India. This is the gang. So that was a little bit, at first, like, okay. So, it's a little different. But holy cow, they did such a good job. It's a great movie. It's a musical. It's like Bollywood. Yeah, so this. Yeah, this is Archie's Jumbo Comics. Was this last year? No, what did I just say? This is 2023. It's like 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I bought that one summer. 3 years ago. Here we've got a Jughead comic. They were doing this for a while. They'd go down Memory Lane, which was in literal lane in Riverdale, I think. And then they'd meet themselves from the 40s. Wow. 5-cent burgers. I'm never leaving. Great, now I have to loan money to both of them. And these older ones too. It's kind of neat. If you've read any of these early Archie comics, they talk about how the parents were friends when they were younger in Riverdale. I forget which ones, but like maybe Jughead's dad hung out with Archie's dad. And that's just like in the Riverdale show. Oh, this is when Moose wasn't dating. This is before Midge. It's Lottie Little. She's the dangerous sex. Cheryl Blossom. They had a story running through the digests. Who will be Cheryl's new boyfriend? It's up to you, the readers. So I don't know if there was what would you do? Vote online. I forget who won. Actually, no, I do know who won. So who do you think out of those three people? I think I actually have some of those. Well, I know I have some. I don't know if I have all of them. So out of those three guys, who do you think? We'll keep looking. Maybe I have it on. So Jughead. Where's the story where he meets himself? Maybe that's just a joke for the cover. I think that would be the opening story. They have so many stories, they can just reprint stories forever. Here's another Jughead. This looks like it's a... Yeah, this is what they were doing. They were just taking old covers and then recoloring them to show off their new coloring techniques. At least they stopped doing that thing in the background. I really didn't like when they did the color behind the panels. Which one was doing that? It was this one. Yeah. I also don't like as much. If you do it on a page or two, for effect it's okay, but if behind the panels, if it's all just black, like all black, I don't like that as well. I don't find it as nice. I got a lot of Jughead comics here. Jughead Double Digest. Oh, you don't see that as much anymore. The devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other. So we got Jughead. He's got the burger in front of him, cheeseburger. It's the temptation burger. Come on, eat it. Yeah, come on, eat it. That's pretty good. The Wilkin boys in this. Probably around this time, they linked Jughead to that Wilkin boy. They said, oh, they're cousins now. I don't know if they did a story where they actually were in the same, but it was just a way for them to include that. Not that they needed a reason. A friend of mine, this is the Archie, Betty or Veronica app. I think he told me he got that at one point. What year this was. He says, oh, I downloaded the app. 2013. Because yeah, it's like really, I think he said it was really boring and lame. Should do more. Should make some Archie games. Some coloring pages. Oh, look. So, did I do that? What? They think people aren't going to color it, so they like start you out. It's lame. What? Oh, what's missing? Okay. I'm lame. I couldn't figure it out. I've never seen that type of game before. And this. Oh, look at this cover here. Here we've got Archie Jumbo Comics number 4. And they're celebrating their 75 years, 75th anniversary. And that, at least the girl's there. I don't know if this is a separate image. That's what they'll do. They'll just cut them out. It's a drawing. Betty and Veronica by Harry Lucy. Oh, this one is probably going to have all the different decades, maybe? Some favorite. Oh, this is when Betty and Veronica were like super spies. These are sort of newer comics by Dan Parent. Oh, here we've got You know, it's pretty good. I'm reprinting it. This is the Dare to Bear story from Cheryl Blossom's first appearance. Uh-oh. Darling. She's wanting to go topless. Like the European beaches, particularly in the south of France. Ack! No, Cheryl. Sport. Let's see if her brother's any better. Hello, Jason. Oh yeah, he's gonna want to have a couple of brewskis. Pop himself a chill. The world has too many rigid rules. What is that thing? It's a cola can, but it's broken. How come? Hey, get out of the boonies, baby. Get with it. Get with what? They don't allow beer drinking on the beach, right? That's right, says Betty. So what you do is you open up a soda can like so, and slip it over the can of beer, and that dumb beach patrol doesn't wise up. Oh, and here's another little Cheryl. In the beginning, yeah, she was a real troublemaker for the girls, Archie's girls. She was a little bit too much for the moms too. They kind of complained, and she left for a while. Was this the Twilight one? Oh yes. B&V Vamp It Up. This is also Dan Parent. Veronica becomes a vampire. Do the modern vampires, do they turn into bats? It's kind of a lost power, I think. Maybe, I don't know. This is quite the story. It's nice if you get a digest, and, you know, that story originally came out in the floppy format. Maybe you heard about it and were on the fence about getting it, but later you can get it with other stories in the digest. With these old ones, like Betty and Veronica there. Is that Mr. Butterby? Oh, he looks a little different. They always had different outfits and stuff. Like how I was saying, they see them bathing and showering, brushing their teeth. You also see them putting on clothes. I think more comics could do that. Oh, here's where they were doing their sort of reboot, where she was trying to change it up a bit. You know, they're not very respected in the comic book industry, really, for some reason. So I guess they figured, let's get some of the artists and writers from Marvel and DC, some big guys. We'll bring them over and pay them the money, and then people will respect us. I think the Archie title did well in the Jughead. I have a few of that storyline in digest form. I was getting the Betty and Veronica. They only came out with three issues, and I was, well, you know, I was disappointed. The Josie and the Pussycat one looked cool. It's Adam Hughes doing the art. They look like they should be on a TV show. about teenagers. They look like they're older than teenagers. But I guess if you're just looking at them, they look a little bit older than teenagers. Okay. All the power to you. I like Dan DiCarlo. This is the 60s. Yeah, he had to kind of cut this style out because, you know, women's waists are like the size of their necks and such. But it's like cartooning's like a shorthand, fewest lines, and then people get it. But we want to project healthy images, I guess. Of Riverdale. Alright, what do we got in here next? Do you ever read these with Archie when they're superheroes? The super teams? Reggie's a bad guy. He's Evil Heart. Super Teen is Betty. What's Jughead? He's like Hoagie Man. Hero. Jughead Hero. Hoagie Hero. That's funny. Is that Doctor Doom? Archie comics have, you know, people would be like, hey, you can't use Doctor Doom. I think you should talk to Stan Lee about that. This Doctor Doom was around before the other Doctor Doom. Pure Heart. Yeah, what's Jughead's guy's name? Oh, here we go. Chuck Clayton. Is he flying? This color job. Oh, this is Fernando Ruz. He was drawing, you know, he drew in the Archie style, but he did layouts like he was doing like a Marvel or DC comic. You know, to have views from the top and the bottom, you know, changing the camera angle. He did the Archie Weird Mysteries, which I would imagine the cartoon was first. It was kind of like Scooby-Doo. I have watched a few of those, like now, but like, I don't know. Probably the first time I saw one was like maybe 5 years ago or something. So way past the date. Why is this upside down? Some backwards effect. Something weird. When Riverdale first started the TV show, I was all excited about it. I was talking to the guy at the laundromat about it. I worked there. I said, oh, do you ever read Archie comics? He's like, no. I said, oh, I watched the cartoon of it when I was a kid. I said, oh, there's a show, you know, about it. I said, oh, yeah, it's really pretty cool. I said, but, you know, it's a lot different. Like, there's monsters, like murder, whatever. And he said, no, that's sort of what the show is about. I was like, what? What are you talking about? And then he was saying that Archie Weird Mysteries. But I had never seen that, but I knew about it from the stories in the digest. I thought, oh, okay. It's weird how some people would, from different generations, would have different memories about Archie. Yeah, some people maybe know the cartoon, the new Archies, and that's all they watched. And they think, oh, like they shouldn't be able to drive because they're a bit younger. They're like in junior high. and Archie has a mullet, but for some reason has the checker mark on his side of his head, which really, and in the early days it wasn't even so defined as like check marks, it wasn't so simplistic, and it was more like, I wonder if we have an old one, the shading just to show that it was like a buzz cut. But you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the new Archies. I watched that cartoon. Oh, I like this artist too. That guy? Wait, what? Of course I like Sam Schwartz. I don't know. Oh, here's, yeah, the Kennedy brothers. So it just says Kennedy. Oh, maybe it's just one of them. What's the one guy's name? That's Fernando. But then immediately afterwards, like, oh. So here's the Kennedy brothers. Yeah, like so the same. At least one of them's the same that did the cover, but here he is putting the light in the pupil. Where are the... Oh, there they are. Where's the square shading? It's like called graph paper. His graph paper style. Looks like some schmutz on that. Whoa. Sometimes you get digests from somewhere. People have colored on them and traced on them. Crossed out some panels on them. Like this is a Jeff Schultz cover. He must be getting a little bit older here. Looks a little different then. Look at that. See that? It's got some... seen some action. It's a very Lucy story. There's another one. Oh, there's Riverdale. Wow, look how thick this one is. This is a jumbo. Look at that. This one's in good shape. I'm gonna move some of these over here. The sun's coming in the window a little bit now. Not very thick. This one's like hasn't even broken in. This one's a fall cover. World of Archie. Ooh, this is number 3. I was buying these from the grocery store. Yeah, the grocery store. Because they were reprinting the She's Josie, so you'd get like a full floppy issue, like reprinted. Let's see, it'll be near the end. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So this was before she was with the Pussycats? Yeah. They'd always have these title pages for a while, which was just... it was just filler, man. You have the free stories already in your archives. Don't be filling their digests, filler pages. But yeah, I really like these Josies. I always thought they could just, if they just had a digest called the Dan DiCarlo Digest, it would sell a lot better, I think, than some of their other stuff. You could even have DiCarlo of the 60s, DiCarlo of the 70s, Harry Lucy, Sam Schwartz. This stuff is so good. I wish they still made comics this good. These are the ads of the time. Through the ads in the digest, and I sort of knew what was going on in the floppies. Archie and Valerie got together, doing some smooching. The Pussycats. I do have some of those comics. Then there was this Life with Archie magazine, where it would follow Archie married to Betty in one part, one story, and then married to Veronica in another. And then they'd have like a few pages like with like celebrities. Like Rayu Jones and for Nick. Anyway. Tailor made for you. Selena, sweet or spicy? Here they're saying 2010. So here's pretty beat up. Kind of broke the spine. Still hanging together though. Oh, there's the Sabrina storybooks that came out every other month. 39 books available. I bet if I went through all my digests, I bet I could have the ads for all of the different Sabrina books. This is later when the artists got very lazy and they wouldn't even put any jokes on it. Is this a joke? Is this a visual gag? Oh, we're swinging. Okay, I guess in the loosest, broadest of terms, I guess. Look, Vegas wants to swing with us. That's hilarious. It's this one. Get to class now. Prepare yourself for role reversal day at Riverdale High. That's kind of more like, that must be the first story. Principal for a day. Yeah, that's kind of unique. Usually the cover has nothing to do with the insides. Betty, you're not scared of coasters. I can pretend. Oh my goodness. I know this story. This is the one. Is this the one? I think this opening story was at least maybe not the opening story, in my first Archie digest ever. Jughead with Archie. Yeah, I kind of like, who's this guy? Bob White. I probably wouldn't have, this wouldn't have been maybe my favorite artist earlier, but I wouldn't have mind. I could tell, like, as a kid, you could tell when some of the stuff, like, I kind of knew they weren't all new stories, you know, when there's kids, I don't know, talking about jacks or something, just the way they looked. But some of them were neat when they were going out hunting. Archie doesn't go hunting very much anymore. Oh, Pat the Brat. Yeah, so Archie's hair sides used to be drawn more like that. It was just because it was shaved down. That's the shorthand he used to show that. And here's a cover with no innards. Pals and gals, maybe we'll find that. Do you have any of these? These huge 1,000 page comics? They're almost like too hard to read. Like you want to rip them apart. I should call these omnibuses. You know what? This one doesn't seem so bad, but sometimes I don't want like a thing this thick with just all like modern type news stories. Like, give me some of the old stuff. Give me some interesting stuff. It looks like they got a few different stories. Maybe near the end. Back when Archie used to have a space between his teeth. Yeah, because this is like, isn't that Dandy Carlo's art in the beginning? Dandy Carlo? Is it Bob Montana? Yeah, it's Bob Montana. But yeah, these are thick ones. They're a little bit, I think, not as tall. Oh no, they're just the same. And they came with this best of. When they initially had the solicitation, what do you call it? The previous book for the best of Archie comics, Volume 1 or Book 1. It was going to be hardcover. I don't know if they ever did, but then it just didn't even come out. Well, I guess they decided to make it in this paperback style. Is this the same size? A little bit bigger. A little bit bigger than your digest size. It's kind of nice. Ooh, there's Sewer Duck. Oh, and these are from the comic strips. So this would be like a weekly comic strip. They just took the panels and placed them on top of each other so you could put them on a page. This is the Bob Montana drawn strip. I guess he did the story too. They're really good. I got Ray Prince hardcover book of them. And there's other characters, Archie characters that I don't think ever appeared in the comics. They did appear in the strips. I think like another nerdy guy. Oh, here's that Mary Martian. What's his name? There was only like 4 of these comics. And now it's kind of living on. They're not even that, in my opinion, they're not even that good. This is like a little Archie story. Even on some crazy adventures. Little Betty, I think I remember this one. Yes. Caramel. You're from the East Coast. Caramel. West Coast caramel. The house that Lodge built. This is nice. Harry Lucy. Drawn. And often would be diagonal thing there. Here's another 1,000 pager. I think they got smaller. No, it's the same. They're all coming out of a tub can. A can, a tub. associated Archie with the summer. That's when I would buy most of my Archie comics. I've since remembered, though, reminiscing about my Archie digests. I would also travel, take a ferry, and take about maybe 2.5 hours, and they would sell Archie comics on the ferry. That was a good thing to buy, and then you could read it. This is the best of Archie that was going to come out as a hardcover and then didn't. Yeah, here we go. Recounting the first Archie stories. There he is, the first appearance of Archie. And that, he didn't have any lines, he was shaved right down to nothing. There's Betty. There's Veronica. Debutante. You know this thing here? Everybody sort of, you know this image, right? The thinking man. Who's that, Rembrandt? Artist? I don't know. I'm just thinking Rembrandt. Whoever the guy who made that, the artist. I seen that. Where did I see that? Like at an art museum. Either on the west coast or the east coast of Canada. And I was shocked. I tell you, shocked. So look there. It's like a little known fact, I guess, that you would think, oh, that's a statue of a guy sitting there is probably lifelike. But no, it's about like smaller than my fist, maybe the size of my fist, like this big, and it's only a small portion of a much larger sculpture, which at this point I can't remember what the rest of it was. And also, the Mona Lisa is very small. It's not a giant picture. I've never seen it. I didn't go. But I think it's like, yeah, it's like that big. You wouldn't even know. There's a 1,000-pager. Yeah, these look kind of crackly. Alright, let's put these over here. Let's see what else we got. Oh, look at this one I got here. This is a weird one. I don't know that I'd call this a... This isn't a digest at all. Archie's Camptails. They're in the canoe. And that's a Stan Goldberg. Later in his career, earlier on, Stan Goldberg's work was very close to Dan DiCarlo. Then it seems the older you get, maybe his hand was shaking a little bit. He couldn't keep it as tight. You know what? Let loose. You've been drawing Archie comics as long as him. There's no reason to complain. I will complain about the coloring, though. Look at those pink clouds. I don't try to get all fancy. Like, don't forget, we can do gradations now. But this is, sometimes I talk about when you have clean-lined art, and then, like, they'll color in the grass, and they'll try to make it look like blades of grass, or like how in the water there. It's not all just a straight blue color, like in this picture here. But for the most part, in this, the mountains, the sky, it's a straight, solid color. I think that's a more effective way to do it, instead of having these radioactive pink clouds. This is a kind of glossy paper. Look at Archie's face there. This is I don't even mind it though. Like, I didn't mind, like, this guy's not, the top artist, but he ain't bad. Stick some other stuff in there as well. Like, here it doesn't say who's this, but this, so what I'm saying is, without knowing, I might guess that this story could be art by Stan Goldberg in his early years. It quite possibly is this, and then later it just gets a little more like this. It's like Homer Simpson season 1 compared to season 32 in the reverse order to the age of what I'm saying. Veronica falls into the water a lot. I think because it's funny. This is a little bigger. Look at that. That's a little bigger than a digest as well. Not as long. Like, what are they doing with the thing there? Okay. Some over here. What do we got? Got some here in some good shape. What's this one? Archie's Funhouse. Oh, look at how they've updated the logo. They put Archie style font in italic formation. It's usually something that you can't do with that font. It schools out. Dan Parent cover. You can tell this is a little newer. There's Tony Topaz. I don't have many with her. Oh, and okay. Oh, it's Pat. Okay, Tim Kennedy. Pat Kennedy. Kennedy Bros. So pencils are Pat and Tim in this. And you won't be seeing any grid style shading because now it's the year 2015. And their art style is vastly improved. And they were like studying the work of Harry Lucy, the way people stand, and when they're bending over, and the girls have longer legs. And even this is just the beginning of their art transformation, but this is good. This is good stuff. Yeah, they went. At least I think Tim Kennedy, I think he was the guy, pencils, that really stood out to me as an artist whose art I did not prefer. See, look, now this is the same artist, T. Kennedy, so that's Tim. Let's see. Oh, it looks like he's getting better here even. Maybe people wrote him letters, said, hey, take a look at these artists. Do it like that. Here's Pat Kennedy. Yeah, pencils, P. Kennedy. I think maybe when it was the bros working together, Pat and Tim, I think maybe Pat did the people more, and maybe Tim just did the backgrounds. Maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of neat. They've done a lot of in that first story. Sort of big shots with lots of people. It's kind of new to Archie. I don't do that as much. Harry Lucy. When the guys are walking around, the girls, Harry Lucy draws them there. Always have an amazing leaning ability. I'm gonna lean way back, take my feet way out, like Mr. Natural. It's a visually nice composition of the panel. You can do those over exaggerations to get the point across. Because in cartooning, it's not just, it's not making a lifelike representation. It's making an image that portrays a feeling, a visual. Whoa, a little shaky. Like stuff like this, and I think they don't do this as much in comics, like the action lines. I think they don't even have like thought bubbles anymore. So like these modern comics, they're turning their back on the medium, really, because that's what it is. You're doing drawings to tell the story, and look, you can make it move just by those little lines. A little shaky. Yeah, I love comics. Oh. I thought that was like somebody's uncle. Who's this guy? Randy Elliott? I've never seen this guy's name before. So he uses pencils. Archie looks a little bit older there. It's kind of funny. Oh, Mary, what's happened to your neck? Your chin there. Oh, but you're going fishing. That's okay. Love me a fishing story. There's a Fernando Reyes story. Did we look at this one? Oh no, Veronica, what's wrong with your eye? Outside of that, how do you like the restaurant? Oh, he needs the smelling salts. He needs the smelling salts because the bill was so outrageous. Here's World of Archie Double Digest number 29. They're still publishing She's Josie. And those were good stories. Oh, like they started off right away. Yeah, like look at that stuff, man. That's cool. Here's a first issue. It's a collector's item. Looks like maybe it. Through some action, through some comic. Is it 3 o'clock yet? No, this is by the Kennedy brothers. It's kind of, it's when they were doing the fluorescent. You'd have like one fluorescent color on it, and they've used it a few times. Really stand out on the racks. Oh no, there's the Archie babies. They did make Archie babies. Oh, it's so bad. Don't look. It's Archie babies. Noel dolls maybe of the time. Is that what this is? Except for they're not like overly sexualized. I did not read this. Not a fan. I do not approve. Actually, whatever. It's fine. But I'm not going to spend my money on it. So here we go. Yeah. I haven't seen many with Chuck doing his cartooning. Later, that's what he's known for. Turning his friends into superheroes. He's going to wipe out another cover with no joke. It doesn't even look like they're not even worried. They should at least have worried looks on their face. He's going to land on us. Oh, here we go. Oh, wait. Who's this? I thought this was Tim Levins. I don't think I've ever read this. And that's, they started getting a bunch of new characters. Yeah, okay, who's she? Oh, in the wheelchair. I think that's like Harper, okay. She's related to Veronica, I believe. Is she into fashion? I think she's into fashion. Maybe. There's Kevin Keller. Is that Kevin? They gave Kellen blue eyes. Some of the new characters get pupils, colored eyes. Everyone else just has black. But when Cheryl first debuted, she had blue eyes? I don't know. Kevin Keller has blue eyes. Sometimes I've read some stories where they've given Archie or Betty or Veronica colored eyes. I always think, what are you doing? They have black eyes. I mean, black pupils. What was that? Here's another Harry, Lucy, Sabrina. A rarity. You know, all these Archie comics I look through, I've just been commenting on my favorite Archie artist, Harry Lucy. Many years ago, many years ago, I picked up on eBay. I bought a Harry Lucy drawn page, original art there, and then I started looking through my digest. Maybe, I don't know. Thought, it would be really cool to have that comic, but I'd never seen it before. It's from the 70s. Actually, it's on my wall right there. And I did eventually read the story. I got it on a CD-ROM. You could buy like every Archie story from the 70s, from the Archie title. That's what it's from. But I'd really like to see it reprinted in these digests. Oh, here's a Harry Lucy one. Because there's so many that get printed so often. Oh no. Imagine my drama. Don't miss the drama. I heard they were going to do like this new dynamic style. And like draw them more realistic. And then they got this artist. Which even just on a regular comic wouldn't be my favorite, but like it's kind of like when they redid it again and got the Marvel and DC artists for those comics kind of made a splash before the Riverdale show. Like pay for top-notch artists. If you're gonna do like a little, they're doing this little publicity sort of stunt thing. Like everybody knew Archie comics from the Archie comics style. So here, we get Harry Lucy. The time when they like to color the sky purple, the radiance. Yeah. Do you want to see? I wonder if I can take that down. Here, I'll show you something. Look at that thick one. This is my only comic page. Let's see. Can you see that? Here we have, it's from Archie, number 244 from June. This is page 28. Maybe 28 in the whole book. It's near the end. So I got this on eBay, holy cow, and it was for like, I bid on it. And all said and done and shipped to Canada, like northern Canada, shipping and everything, it was under $50. It was such a good deal. Imagine, I must have had to pay at least half of it for shipping. More. So here we got swish. Plop, plop. And then Archie. Eep. These look delicious, Mary. He's got his hotcakes. He's got his pancakes. He's got his cream there. Is that his coffee? He's pouring some maple syrup. And then, so I had this page for a long time before I read the story. I always imagined what happened either before or after, because I knew this isn't how it started. Actually, I probably knew what page it was. Oh, it says down at the bottom. It's page 2 of the story. And then there's Mary. This is your lucky day, son. When I think how that could have turned out. Gulp. Oh, I'm leaving while I'm ahead. Then he goes out the door. Whoops. He trips and bounces. There goes his handball. Oh no, it's his new handball. Oh no, there goes my new handball. Bounce. Bounce. Jug. Get the ball. Hey, look out. Bounce. So I always imagined, just imagine what's going to happen next. Well, that boy there's coming on his wagon. His little Red Rider raggin. Raggy. And then I thought, oh, he's going to smash into Jug. But I think as it turns out, that doesn't happen. And then I forget what happens. I have it on. Yeah, I've only had it ever on CD-ROM. And like the actual page, so I got it in this frame, but it's not like on an official like Archie cardstock. And in fact, it's cut. It's not even straight in this frame. It, whatever, it's not straight, but it fits in there. And yeah, I thought that was super cool. And then like, I don't know, 10 years later or more, I used to look on this auction site sometimes. They would advertise. Oh, look at that. Speak of the devil. Looks like I was that far in this comic before. Anyway, I saw that the other 4 pages were for auction. And I thought, oh my goodness, like the other 4 pages, I could own it all. What are the odds that I seen this? I didn't look all the time. But I said I got that page all said and done for $50. And other 4 pages of the story, they were being auctioned. And I think the last time I saw whatever the bids, they were up. It was at least $1,000, so it was too rich for my blood. But yeah, if you ever hear about somebody who owns those other 4 pages, what is it? Archie issue 244 from the first series. You can tell them that I'm interested now, or they could make me an offer. Okay, we got Archie Funhouse Comics Double Digest. Number 14. No joke on the cover. Looks like they're jumping on, is it a trampoline? I don't know, because they didn't draw the background. Thanks, Dan Parent. Like, you can at least have Reggie and Archie staring at the girls in bikinis and then squirting their mustard on this other dude. Having Archie fall off. Mr. Ronnie, I definitely think the boys like our new swimsuits. Look at how thin this was at that time. They were getting so thin that they had to like stop making just regular digest magazines and just make the double digests. And then their double digests were looking just like the old-timey digests. Yeah, see here, it's fun to see the giant size 48-page comics, the ads. At a time when I'm just buying digests, or you find them, or what have you. Yeah, I kind of like, who's this artist? It's that old-timey artist. See, if I were a kid, I wouldn't think this was like modern. I love all they have ads for like different Archie products. This is a beach towel. But they should have more of this stuff. They should have more Archie merchandise. Archie shirts. Yeah, a long time ago. They must have had more shirts, stuff. Maybe 10, 15 years ago. I got one shirt there. I had a shirt for a bit. My friend gave me a shirt. I don't know if he ordered them. Archie Comics. It was with Jughead. I think it said Slacker on it. And then my friend ordered one with Archie, and it had a picture of Archie, like full body across. And there was probably like 15 of them. It's like Archie through the ages. Smell Crushmore, get it? There's a thick one. Oh, look, that one has a bookmark in it too. Or is that the same one I was reading before? That must be the same one. Looks like if I'm going on a vacation, it got to the point where like, do I really need to buy a new Archie digest when I have all these digests So many I haven't read. Nearly all of them I didn't pay for, so I don't have to feel so bad, but you know. Read your comics. Touch your comics. See, this is when they were doing the glow-in-the-dark, fluorescent style color. The cookie has the orange. This over here. Betty, you really know how to decorate a cake. And who's that? Is that Betty? Is that Polly? I don't have many with Polly either. Betty's long-lost sister. She has a long-lost brother, too. Maybe she has two long-lost brothers. Yeah. So, like, look at how good, how easy it is for Dan DiCarlo here to communicate his story. Even in a digest-sized book. That's skill. So recently I've been reading and buying some new manga, the One Piece. And manga and the One Piece, in general, they do a lot of close-up shots, and sometimes it can be very confusing to follow the action, follow the story. It shouldn't be that way at all. They should take a look at some of these Archie digests from some of these classic artists. Whoa, look at Betty there. Is that Betty? She got a short haircut. Whoa, all those are different haircuts, kind of. Sloppy Joe, oversized sweater, ski pants, belly pumps, cropped hair. Cool. I like the fashion pages. Oh, Betty models fashions of the 50s. I think, you ever watch Leave It to Beaver? I've seen a few of those. Well, not so recently, but not so far away. And I like it. And afterwards I was like, man, I really like that show. And I think some of it, at least, is that the clothing reminds me of Archie comics, like the old Archie comics from the 50s. I like the nice dresses, clothes. Some good stuff. Oh, who's that? Sort of an older one. Look how floppy this is. From time to time, they change up their paper quality. Oh, there's a Turtles ad. This is the special. Is that where there was that, the girl mutant? Ninjaro. See, at least what year is this? 1994. bet he's throwing a stick for Archie. Or maybe for hot dog, and Archie's going because he's kind of a dog head. A bonehead? No, he's not throwing a bone. Just check it and get some stuff. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, see. This is a joke, I guess. Is that a joke? Like Jughead would be surfing with hot dog. But Archie and Vegas give him a 10. 10 out of 10. Ooh, Jughead one. Yeah, I like the Archie 1 stories. Oh, we're gonna have a bunch of them. When they're cave people. Prehistoric Archies. Oh, look, it's Archie with the mullet. Before the 1980s. The 880s. 1 880. Oh, and this came out. What year is this? This is 2017. 9 years ago. Here we go. The first ever magazine-sized Archie coloring book. I bought this for a friend at the airport. I came back from a trip. Thank you for looking after my dog. And now you like Archie's. I hope you like to color. And I saw the ads, and this. I wouldn't have bought it for myself, but it's kind of cool. Oh yeah, and the ads for the Amazing Spider-Man in the digest form. I have that one. I don't think that lasted very long. Yeah, with the Archie series, this new one. Oh no! Somebody went over the edge. Who is it? Archie safe. Jughead safe. Veronica safe. But Betty. Reggie, who's in the hospital? Who's in the port? It's Reggie. They're doing a chickie run. You know what the chickie runs, right? That's all I ever do. Here's a Harry Lucy story. Haunted house. I actually read this one not long ago. They reprint stories all over the place. Except for a story from Archie, issue 244. Archie 3000. He also had a mullet in the year 3000. But not, well, is it a mullet if it's long on top, long on back, shaved on side? It's the futuristic mullet. Paper inside here feels pretty good too. It's a pretty good shape thing there. Riverdale. Alright. Well, we got a whole bunch more here, but Just clean these up a little bit. I gotta put these back on the shelf. There's these ones with Jughead here. Whoa, look at this one. I really should look through these from time to time so I don't... Well, I never buy art. I never buy a digest very often because I have so many. How would I know if I haven't? I didn't even get through this shelf's worth of digests. Yeah, where's the joke? They're like standing above her. Him. Ooh, there's an old one. What's that doing over him? Elizabeth Bryce. I think it's got some chomps out of it. 1988. Oh, look at how bright Archie's hair is. It's the fluorescent orange. That's the way they like to do it now. Oh, and here. Yeah, the Kennedy Bros. It was covers like this that was like, wait a second. Who is this? Archie, wake up. I think the tide's coming. And see how even he's doing the cross-hatched, shaved side head, more like the early days. Closed. It's a reused joke. Oh, this is the girl that I always thought was. Who is she? Niece. So you want to date my niece? A lot of these later characters that they came out with had like two colored hairs, as in two colors in their hair, not just their hair, but hairs. What's her name? Well, maybe the first story is gone. Well, in this issue there's Madhouse Tales. Yes, the Madhouse. Here's the new Archies. Number 11. That was Stan Goldberg. It looks... Does that cover look funny to you? That's funny. It looks funny. I don't know. It looks kind of like he's a little person. Brienne Meester. Alright. Yeah, I think I showed you all these. There's a nice reused cover. Whoa, look at Archie's eyebrows there. Kiss the chef often. So that makes it kind of funny. You know, just add a word like that. At least try to make a joke. Milestones. Here they're just reprinting a picture. You know, you could reprint a joke. Oh no. 3 on a straw. 3 on a soda. 3 on a milkshake. Good Cheryl. Oh, gee. They're going Practicing for idiots. Well, he can be an idiot. Let's keep practicing. Oh, Archie. There's a fall one. A thicker jumbo. Do you like Svensson? How about these ones where they were in a video game? That sort of. There's a later years Stan Goldberg cover. It's like he got a fatter face. He put on a little bit of. Oh, here's a lesser scene. Oh, look how thick that one is. You know, I've mentioned my favorite Batman artist, Norm Breyfogle. There's his signature. Breyfogle. And he mostly did Life with Archie, the magazine art. But here he is doing a cover of Betty and Veronica. Double digest. So this is Batman artist from the Batman title. And I think could have been into 1990, the early 90s, but I think like the late 80s, Norm Breyfogle. What if he does the story in here? If he just did the cover. He might have just done the cover. Like I said, he mostly did the magazine one. Looks like he was going fishing. Is he going to go fishing with the girls? Oh, Betty's fishing. Betty's fishing for Archie. What's going on here? Oh, meet the cast. Oh, from the app. This was all about this app game. Are you ready to help Archie and the gang rebuild Riverdale? Oh, what happened? There's also ads in some of these digests, like there was going to be a TV show, like way before Riverdale. Or ones like Audition. Then they had pictures with the drawings, and then kids who maybe they were going to be Archie and Betty and Veronica. Wow. Thanks for taking a look at my Archies with me.